Hiya, thank you for coming back. We're doing this set today. A little bit of colour blocking with a red underneath. I've been so excited by this. Look at that blue. That is what kept me awake last night. So, pushing my cuticle backs with my NV tools, using my Melody Susie just to push that cuticle back a little bit further, ever so gently, not directly upright like you just saw, just demoing that, but flat and careful. Just taking all that white stuff off, which is the dead skin. We're not touching the live skin whatsoever. You need to keep that seal intact. But this just helps take all the dead skin off, and I do get a lot of cuticle growth, and it just stops the nails from lifting. I'm doing this so slowly, gently, that you can actually polish the skin as you go along, as you just saw me do. Then, in fact, I'll use another tool in a minute to do exactly that. But you can see all of that white. I know there is still a little bit of product left on my nails, but all of that white that you see being pushed around there we go, polishing my skin, is dead skin. It's dead cuticle. And this is just helping me prepare, ready to use the cuticle nippers to nip that excess skin off in a minute with my Nail Vanity cuticle nippers. Knickers apparently. Oh god. So I do try and keep this in shot. This is not a professional setup by any stretch of the imagination. It is a camera on a tripod overhead. I will invest further down the line, but at the minute this is what I've got. So my Nail Vanity cuticle nippers, which are fantastic, nice and sharp. They don't pull or snag or tear the skin. They do the job perfectly. And I'm not going to do this full speed around the whole set because I would be asleep watching that. But as you can see, I'm just cleaning my nails now. I'll give them a good brush, get rid of any debris. There we are. We don't want bits in our nails, do we? So in with the dehydrator, which I will do twice because my nails and my skin is oily. And it just stops it lifting on my nails. But you know, I'm a foot health practitioner as well. My hands are always in water or something, and you know, your body compensates, doesn't it, and makes more oils to replace what you've stripped out with the alcohol gels and hand washes and what have you. I'm going to put the primer on now. But you can see what a nice job NV tools make of the cuticles. Back again with the primer. As I said, I'm very oily and greasy. So I'm using a Young Nails form, popping the cutout onto the back for a bit of strength and rolling that form just to get a nice C curve going. Pop the form on, lined it up with my thumb, and we're going in with a clear layer to start with, and it will be very apparent why. There is still product left on all of my nails, but it's very, very thin because I do my nails quite frequently. I like to leave something on there to go back to, so I'm not damaging my nail plate. So I'm really kind of painting this on quite wet. I just want a very, very thin layer of clear to protect my nail from the rich colours I'm going to put on there. And also to give the underside of my nails, which will be red, a nice shine. You would barely know there was anything on there, honestly. It's so, so thin. I'm using Nail Vanity's acrylic system for the most part. The clear, the midnight blue and the moonwalk and the blizzard white are all Nail Vanity, and then I've got Naio Nails Ruby Red. Using Nail Vanity's monomer, HEMA-free monomer, and a Nail Vanity brush. The brush I'm using is a size 10, and they are Kolinsky brushes. They're very nice, very good to work with. So I'm just patting and pressing that clear down the nail, making it as thin as I can possibly make it, and trying to hold the shape as I go along, less filing. So I'm not, by no means building an apex with this, and I'm literally just painting it on for a little bit of protection and for a nice shine. I'd say that this was as thick as a couple of top coats, you know, gel polish top coats at the most. I'm not going to show you me doing this with all my nails because again you'll be asleep. So there we go, ruby red from Naio. And it's a gorgeous red, and it paints like paint as well, which is handy because I just wanted a very thin layer. And I'm doing it part way up the nail just to allow for a little bit of growth. I mean, as you can see from my right hand that I'm using to do my left hand, there's not much wrong with the nails I've got on other than the growth underneath the nail of my natural nail I can't stand. So I decided they needed to come off, and I lay awake last night thinking about all these wonderful products I've got and what can I do on my video. So I thought I'd do this from a beginner's perspective. I'm sure there are a million better ways of doing what I've done today, but I've done my best. I have cocked up a couple of times, especially with the filming. I've gone off camera. I even marked it out. I'm going to have to get a better system. I even marked it out on the table where my hand needed to be, but no. So you can see really how very thin that is. Do a lot of brush cleaning in this, obviously. Such rich colours, I didn't want to mix the pigments. So strong pigments. Okay, Midnight Blue, look at that, and that was Moonwalk, which is a silver sparkle, and Blizzard White, all from Nail Vanity. So again, with the young nail forms, I much prefer to sculpt. I really do. Now roll that, give it a nice C curve before I seal it at the bottom, and pop it on my finger. So this set is done in quite a few different parts. So you'll see me coming backwards and forwards to my nails, leaving some looking half done, just to let that bit dry before I do the next stage. So just making sure that's straight, and it is. So again, in with the clear, just a thin spreading of the clear. It's like painting it on just to give that tiny bit of protection. So I hope you've all had a fantastic weekend. I had a friend round yesterday, purely to just mess around with acrylic and nails and talk rubbish and chill, and it was just so nice. It's nice when you've got a friend who's into the same thing as you. Actually, she shouldn't be my friend really, because we met when we were both 2, and she ran me over on a trike. And not that I hold a grudge. I'm only 49. But yeah, we have a giggle, we put the world to rights, and yeah, it was a nice day. It was a lovely day. We spent hours doing it. So that's my 180 240 file, quite a soft file. I'm just like, as you can see there, I've just filed it, filing the sides. That's so thin. It's one tiny layer of clear and one tiny thin layer of red, but I just wanted to make sure it's shaped as best as I can, ready to put the next lot on. So here we go with that midnight blue. It is stunning. I almost forgot myself doing this thumb. I almost forgot I was doing a colour block, because I just looked at it and thought, wow, that's so beautiful, so pigmented. And it is a tiny, tiny thin layer, and I do flood my cuticle, and you will see me go in and pick it back out in a minute. What do they say? Don't use your nails for tools. Jewels, not tools, that's what they say. Anyway, isn't that stunning? The sparkle in it is beautiful. I like a bit of sparkle. There we go. So I'm going to put it on a bit of a jaunty angle. I didn't want it straight. I just wanted a slight angle, because then I'm going to go in with some little line of glitter, just to separate that from the white. The glitter's a silver, so it's more of a gives a nice sparkle, but sort of introduces the white rather than it being such a stark contrast. That's me correcting my wonky lines, and in fanning around doing that for so long, I left the top bumpy, so you can see me frantically trying to smooth it out in a minute. I end up filing it. But my line's straight, and that's all I cared about at the time. My line is straight. There we go, me frantically trying to sort my lines out. So back to the red on my pointy finger. I'm sorry that's slightly out of shot, but you can see me just painting that very pigmented colour down the nail and kind of patting and pressing up the nail so it's not a thick, stark line. We just want the colour for the underside of the nails, and it looks so good. That red is beautiful. You're going to have to ignore the noises my dog's about to make eating his dinner and the coughs from my partner. Glaring at me now. There we go. Right on cue. So I'm just trying to keep the shape as I go along. So I'm painting the red, I'm patting and pressing and pushing it into shape with the edge and the belly of my brush. You know when you just want a little bit of quiet, just for 10 minutes, and people come in, they're coughing, they're filling water bowls up. I wouldn't mind, but it's not even the kettle. There we go. So you can see I'm filing again, maintaining the shape, smoothing out the lumpy bumpy top and refining that edge, ready to put the glitter up to. It is very thin. I don't like chunk. I don't want a chunky nail. And because there's so many layers to these nails, you know, you've got to be really careful. I thought I'd combine a few things today. So my colour blocking, which I've only really done in smile lines. I've never done colour blocking like this. So there we go, popping that Moonwalk glitter, which is a beautiful silver glitter. It's got nice big chunky bits that I've lined up along each row I did, 2 fingers, with tiny little bits and all shapes in between as well. But it shimmers beautifully in the light. But I was just making sure that they were all lined up properly and in place, which seemed to work better for the thumb than it did the finger. The finger I was mucking around a lot longer, and I'm just trying to make sure that they're all sitting relatively flat as well. There's not anything poking out the side. Go back to the first finger, just checking that is dry. It is. File it a little, just to keep the thickness down really. So this is a full nail of Midnight Blue by Naio Nails. I can't tell you how beautiful this colour is. It really is gorgeous. And with that red underneath, oh, I love it. I just love it. Any of you seasoned YouTubers, if any of you watch, I've probably watched all your videos and thank you for sharing them because I've learned so much. But if you've got any tips on one, how to make yourself behave and keep yourself in shot, or what your setup is, I would love to know, please. I'm obviously very, very new to all this, so any tips would be really welcome. The point of this, the whole point of this channel is not perfection. I'm not perfect. And whilst I've learned so much from people, and I really have, I spent so many hours watching videos. I go to bed and while my other half is cleaning his teeth, I'm still watching videos, even now. Because I learned so much. People are fantastic. But I wanted to show from a brand new, newly qualified beginner's point of view. So hence I keep all the pop-ups in. I have taken out the bits that are off camera because you just don't want to watch a blank screen, that's boring. But the pop-ups that are on camera that I've managed to keep in, I'll keep in. Because we all start somewhere, don't we? So I'm just capping that glitter now. Refining the line that that glitter has, so that when I come to put the colour on top of the red to conceal the red, because I don't want to see the red from this side, I only want to see the red from underneath. It's got a nice clear crisp line to put up to. So back with my Young Nails forms, pop that on. You don't need to see me doing that again, just refining my clear layer. By the looks of things, I've obviously taken some of that out because you don't want to see that, all of that, do you? Not every single finger, you've seen a couple, and I might have been off shot. So here we go, red again. Isn't that a gorgeous red? So patting the back so it's a smooth transition, there's no thick line. Making sure it's not flooding the side walls, and patting and pressing, bringing the product down over the top of the clear that I've already put there. Only need a very, very thin amount because it is highly pigmented, as is the blue, and hence I need to clean my brush a lot. Look, I remembered you were there, I moved. So I've just put the white in, and I was looking down the sides, I could still see red, so I decided to paint a little bit more of the blue to cover the red. Just refining as I go. And again with the white, I can see it with the white as well. And it's like painting, it's just, you know, filling in the gaps. Nice view of my knuckle there. Obviously left that in for some reason, don't know. Sorry. Look at that blue finger, doesn't that look fab? So this is just capping that finger, which you can see I've done now. Just finishing it off. You don't want to see all of that either, do you, I suppose? Let me know if I'm cutting bits out that you do want to see, or I'm leaving bits in that you don't, just let me know. So again, I'm capping this finger because the blue is a design acrylic, it is not a core or a strength acrylic. So capping it and making sure that there is an apex there to build strength into the nail. The white, however, is a core colour and is a strength colour, but I just capped a lot. That brush is just so easy to work with. The nice thin layer, you know, you have to remember there's clear, then there's red, and then there's the design colour or the white that I've been using. So yeah, trying to keep it nice and thin. Don't want bulky nails. Patting and pressing and dragging it down the nail. So we're back to the middle. Now, isn't that a lovely shape? Not. I do sort it out. So rolling, get the C curve, pop the form on, and we're doing the other colour block on this one. Just popping the clear on, patting and pressing it, dragging it down, thinning it out and shaping as we go. In with the first block of the blue block of colour, or the first block of colour. Sorry, it's tiny little bit left in shot there, clinging onto it, it's still there just. And popping the red on for the underside, which I nearly forgot. And back to the little finger now. Painting on that clear. I have a tiny little finger, bed, nail bed. Okay, so just filing that block line there, just so I've got something to define the next step with. Okay, red on the pinky now. And I've gone part way up the nail just to allow for a little bit of growth again. And I'm out of shot again. I'm awful at this. Oh no, I'm going to have to get better. This is no good. Okay, in with the glitter. Now, it did not want to behave on this nail. It would not go where I wanted it to go. I ended up chasing big bits around and trying to wipe them off the brush into the right place, and they'd stick back to my brush again, and I got there in the end, perseverance and all that, but you know, oh my life. And that's all because I wanted a particular shape and size in that place. I'm not happy with it just being sparkly and beautiful. No, I want the particular shape and size of that glitter in that place, and not too far out the side. Thank you very much. There we go. And then it ends up moving. Isn't it lovely though? So again, getting that nice big piece, pushing it into place. My nail beds are quite narrow, so I haven't got a great deal of room to play with, but I knew what I wanted. I think at this point actually I might have been swearing a bit. So, pinky again, and the pinky is the full nail of the Moonwalk glitter, silver glitter mix by Nail Vanity Acrylic Systems. It is stunning, obviously. Just making sure that it's all patted nice and tight into place and it's not sticking up from the cuticle area. No nasty ridges. In fact, with this nail, I think covering that red, because I didn't want to see the red at all from the top. I want the red from underneath. You know, when you get a flash of red if you pick your hand up, like the famous shoes, that you get the flash of red when you pick your foot up to walk. But trying to keep these flat and still and in the right place. Do you think they would behave? Oh. Yeah, the thumb, sorry, out of shot again. The thumb, there we go. Thumb was fine. I had to be careful because the big chunks, obviously I didn't want to hang over the edge, because when you come to file them you get a nasty sharp rough bit. So I was aligning them. And I could still see red and I was not happy. I'm going in and trying to only dip my brush into the fine particles of the acrylic. Out of shot again, I'm sorry. Okay. Isn't that a gorgeous glitter? Oh my god, it's so shimmery. This girl likes sparkle, what can I say? So you can see I've picked the tiny bits up and I'm painting it along the side. Cleaning my brush off. Now what I realised I'd done as I put that bead down was I hadn't capped my glitter. So I didn't have that nice solid line to work my white up to, my blizzard white. So I had to be very careful and try and remain as straight as possible, painting the white on as I go. Try not to leave any gaps, and I can see a gap and I did go back and fix it. And actually it didn't turn out too badly, thankfully, because it could have been a disaster. As soon as I put that bead down I knew, I thought, oh god, there's nothing to put this up to, it's just glitter. There we go. I'm now capping the glitter. Oh, actually I'm capping the whole nail. Trying to make sure all the bits of the glitter at the sides are in as well. And maintaining the shape. It's all about that shape, isn't it? And capping the glitter nail as well. filing the shape back in. I don't think I'll leave too much filing in for you because so side walls, and make coming up and over as well, just to reduce the nail, stop the nail looking so bulky, right into the cuticles there. It is a nice soft file. It's the 240 side that I'm using, so I'm not about to rip the skin out of my cuticle area. I don't know whether any of you have ever had that done to you. It is hellish pain. We don't want to do that. As you can see, my finger moving, it's just pulling the skin tight so I can get that file into the right place without catching myself. The files have been well seasoned, so and they are soft. It is a soft file. I'm not using any harsh abrasive file. That actually is my metal file, just to sharpen those edges up and refine that thumb. So now for the nail arty bit. So here I go, off straight away, and I realise I don't want that tool because the black bit isn't what I want to use straight away. So I go in with Nail Vanity's Twinkle nail varnish, but although I do use it later on, that's not what I want now. So I go in and I get a silver liner paint, wiped all that off, back with my dotting tool, and I'm putting little dots, but not regularly shaped. I try and sort of smush them around a bit so they're not all the same shape, because animal print isn't all the same shape. And again on the white finger there. Trying not to line them up too much, but have you ever tried doing that? It's so hard. I didn't want lines and rows. I wanted them to be, you know, just off a little. And into the white on the ring finger. Okay. And then I cure that and give that a bit of a clean. Get my brush ready. And roll my brush. Actually, I realised that I've got a new brush and I needed to clean all the glue out of it before I put it in the black, just before I put it in the black. So that's what I did, and then I rolled it around. This is sped up slightly, by the way. Rolled it around in the black paint, which is also Nail Vanity's black paint. Gel polish, actually, and it works so well. So, there we go. Trying not to do them all in the same direction and not to make them look identical, so wiggling my brush around the little dots of silver that I've put on there. It's a snow leopard, isn't it? Yeah. I must cure that now. Okay. I thought I did all the others first, but never mind. Oh no, I flash cured it. I flash cured it. That's right. Okay. That's the white finger. When I did the acrylic on that white finger, I went to go straight in with white and had to scrape it off because I forgot my red coat underneath. Oh, the panic sets in, I can tell you. It just wouldn't look right, would it? Flash cure that, and then do my ring finger. And then they all get cured together. And then when I've done all this, I get my dotting tool again, and I pop some nail vanities, twinkle a few. That is just an absolute must in your catalogue of polishes. It is breathtaking. It's just, you can see it shimmer on that paper already, but it just makes that there we go, that animal print pop. It's gorgeous because the pieces in it are iridescent and they sparkle different colours depending on the angle of the light, etc. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Brings that to life. So now I need to do my other hand. I don't know how I'm going to paint nail art with my left hand. I don't know. Unfortunately, I only get the top coat on the thumb to show you. And because I was out of shot with the rest of them. Oh no, I thought I was. Look at that blue. Look at that blue. Isn't that beautiful? You look so pretty. There's the round coming out. I knew it was out of shot at some point. I have to tidy that up underneath, obviously, but you get the gist. It looks good. Apart from the one little bit of glitter on the little finger that I could not shift on the red side. How pretty are they? I'm really pleased. They are lovely. They're so pretty. See? That bit of glitter? Thanks for watching. Do subscribe, like, and send me a comment. Tell me what you want me to do. Give me any tips on this recording lark. I'd be grateful. Cheers. Bye.